Hey, Coaches Up for Change. It is Dee Corchin. I'm happy to be here with you tonight for our weekly team time call, coming together every Monday night for community, for inspiration, for learning, and for growing. So good to see you guys on. And if you are new to our team, we had a lot of new coaches join us, or you're checking us out, we're glad that you are here. So it is February 6th, but before we jump in and launch into a new month, always like to take a pause and celebrate what happened the month before. And you guys really knocked it out of the park with a lot of growth in the month of January 2023. So we're going to watch a short little video that was put together, recognizing our rank ups, recognizing coaches that joined our team, and other significant changes. So here we go.
Hey, Dee, it stopped.
I think we lost Dee.
Dee, are you there?
She did say her internet was spotty, so.
Yeah. All right. So, Lori, I know you're leading this call, so you want to take over until Dee gets back?
Yeah, absolutely. I totally expect her to pop right back in here. Here we go.
Oopsie. Were you able to still see the video or not? Did it come through? No.
Part of it.
No. Well, shoot. Okay. Should we try again? What do you think? I'll also post it in the group for that. So one more try. Hang on. Okay, did it work this time? All right. Oh, it keeps getting to my unstable message. All right. Well, congratulations. Super excited. I hope you saw that 370 new clients. And then overall, we 122%. So that means also all the reactivated clients and all the clients you're supporting. So our topic tonight, we are going to dive into the fact that it is not just about getting clients, right? Like that is step one, but our real role begins when we get the opportunity to coach them to success. So we're going to dive into that a little deeper in just a few minutes, and super excited to be with Lori Cole sharing on that topic tonight. So she's the master of client support, but we've had quite a few things going on, and I always just like to take a minute to make sure everybody is aware, because these are all tools that can help you help more people in a number of different ways. So tomorrow night at 8:30, so right after the community call at 8, we are going to do our sneak peek into coaching. We haven't had one in several weeks. So we're excited. This is going to roll right after the client call. So a great opportunity for you to invite your clients to attend, any candidates you have that they can learn more about coaching. And we've got 4 coaches from our team that will be sharing their experience, all from very diverse backgrounds. So that'll be great. And then also Wednesday at noon, we are doing our ED Explosion. So this is for those of you guys that want to grow to the rank of executive director. And we're excited about that. Meg put a post in our Coaches Opt for Change Facebook group. We would like you to register if you want to participate in that. So there's a Google form for you to fill out so we can start getting prepared to be our best for you guys. And then on Thursday night at 8, and this is going to be the perfect follow-up to tonight's call, corporate from Optavia, Dr. A and Nick Johnson, and some of the top leaders are going to start to offer us a weekly coach business call. So this will keep you up to speed on all the latest with Optavia and some really high-level training. And this week's focus is on quality client support. So it is going to layer right on top of what Lori and I are going to cover tonight. And after this week, the call will be on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. So mark your calendar, go ahead and put it in. Meg created a great calendar for us with all of the links. So for all the different calls that we have. So that will be awesome. That be right at your fingertips. And Gina, I do not know if the call will be recorded by corporate or not. That's not something they've let us know yet. But I shared with our leadership team today some really exciting things that impact all of us. So wanted to give you guys a heads up so that you know, and that Optavia is always looking to create new and better for us. We are the #1 health and fastest growing health and wellness company for 4 consecutive years. And they are continuing to provide the best for us. So some of the things that you can look forward to, I can't give you exact dates on any of this, but they are really looking to enhance our Habits of Health system. This is the Habits of Health book, the life book. We know that these tools that work on the behavioral and the mindset are the differentiator for what we offer compared to other programs, in addition to the coach support and the community. So looking to make those tools more user-friendly and an ebook and audiobook format, and then also an interactive tool will be coming down the pike later. So that's exciting, something that will be much more user-friendly for your clients. And then so have also been told that there's going to be a incentive for us, 2 different incentives. The financial incentive for your business growth is going to be launched in the second quarter. So be on the lookout for that. But they also announced something that every one of us on this call could potentially qualify for if we decide that we want to grow our businesses and meet the qualifications. But they have announced that they are bringing back and going to have an incentive trip. Haven't been a part of Optavia before. Pre-COVID days, there was an annual incentive trip, an expense paid trip that you can qualify for based on your performance, and any of us can qualify for it. So they will release information on that in the next couple of months. But the message to us was be in action now, be adding clients and be adding coaches and actively growing your business. That's going to be what's going to position you best to be able to qualify. So if you have been on an incentive trip, put a 1 in the comments. Like if you've been on one of the incentive trips before, they are so exciting and based on business growth. So we'll definitely want to be together. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'd be fun to go on a trip together, you guys. And then the last thing into our topic, there will be some expansion, some growth and some enhancements. The company is continuing to enhance some of our fuel lanes. So we have more fuel lanes that are coming down the pike that will be enhanced, which means improved quality and products or ingredients and taste. Those are coming, and they are also going to, a lot of your clients might have asked about some of the select fuelings that we thought were going away, but the two of the soft bakes, the cinnamon cream cheese swirl cake and the biscuit, are going to be reformulated and come back as gluten-free options in the essentials. So they're still working on the formulas. They never release anything until it's just right, meets all the consumer approval, but just know that that's coming. They listen to us and they know what we want. And then there's also going to be some information coming down the pike to be able to address the U.S. Hispanic market and serve that market in a bigger way. So lots and lots of good stuff are coming. So as we said before, we have a really big role here as Optavia coaches, because our role is to be able to guide our clients to success. And we are the guide. We don't teach. We are definitely the facilitator of helping them utilize all the tools. But many times people come in expecting one, don't really realize all that's available to them. So that's what's important to us, is to be able to develop our relationship with them, our trust with them, and then be able to guide them to what's going to bring them the results they want. And most importantly, the long-term results. So I'm going to turn it over to Lori, who's going to share about what do we do and how do we handle new clients.
Yeah, awesome. So 370 new clients on program. That is pretty amazing, you guys. To celebrate that, one of the things that I think back is I started this program 7 years ago in January. I called Dee and I said, tell me what to do, tell me what to eat. Tell me all the things and I'll do it. I was desperate. I was in my pain point. And like you, I am educated. I can read. I read that Optavia guide. And then the first day, Dee called and said, how did it go? Did you need an optional snack? And I said, yes. I had the nuts. I had a sugar-free popsicle. I had the Jell-O, and I had 3 celery stalks, but that's all I needed in addition to my 5-in-1. And she was like, okay, hold the phone, Lori. So, sometimes even, and I'm a teacher, you guys, I am you got to read the directions person, right? So when this happens, what I realize is I remember back to how scary and overwhelming it felt. And of course, Dee was gentle in her reproach. Let's just do one tomorrow, right? One optional snack, not all of them. But what we can remember is how scary it was and how much information it was. And it was the first time in my life that I had really had something as structured to guide me. I had tried things like many of you probably. I'd done this and done that and just basically thrown spaghetti on the wall and see what would stick, and none of it did before Optavia. So the gift that we have is excellent client support. So we got 400 new people out there floating around. So one of the things that I was thinking back on is when Dee asked me why now? Why do you want this now? And I just didn't have a good answer. And now that I'm 7 years into my health journey of just getting really serious about what I want, I still don't know that I have the right answer. And that's how our clients feel. So what we do is we take their why for our language, and we continue to hold that mirror up to them. What do you want? Do you still want this? When it gets hard, do you remember that you still wanted this? And we gently remind them of what they say, because likely they're like me, and you start seeing what's possible, and then you want a little bit more, and then what's possible, and then you want a little bit more. You want to go deeper and further and take your health to a new level. So they don't know that yet. Like for some clients, we have to break it down. Let's just start with 1 month of success. And so that's why this first month is really important. So what I was thinking about are what are some ways that we can help support without overwhelm? And so I kind of broke this down into 3 different categories by week 1, week 2, and then some extra touch points. The first thing that's super important with new clients is the heavy support on week one. We're doing the calls every day. We're not texting, but we're calling, because sometimes I would try that with Dee and she would say, how's it going? And I'd say, I'm good. And I wasn't good. So we have to ask some more questions. That's great. Tell me more about that. What's good today? That's awesome. What's your win today? And then another question that I've loved asking my clients as they get into the program is, if you were coaching you, what would you tell you to do this week? And so that's kind of a week 2, week 3 question, right? So week 1, heavy support, especially days 1 through 4. And then the second really important thing is to, I like to set out the times for them and help them create a schedule, show them how to slide their feelings around when life goes crazy, because it's going to. I think day 2, I called Dee. I taught middle school and I said, I missed a feeling. What do I do? And I panicked, and it's like 9 o'clock at night. They might have that happen too. So create a schedule. The other thing is to introduce them to the client and community call as quickly as possible. So that's kind of a week 1, a couple of touch points that are super important. So when we start getting them going, they're starting to get into that fat burn and feeling good. Then week 2, we just take them a little bit further. Maybe we say, let's open your life book. I just want to show it to you, because a lot of clients haven't even unwrapped it. You hear the plastic rattling, right? Hopefully that's week 2, right? And I always like to say, I'm just going to introduce you to my table of contents, and I have mine marked and pretty used. And then I say, what do you think? There's one thing that we can work on this week. So I have mine within the grab of where I do my phone calls mostly. So open your life book, show them the table of contents, show them that that book is not about feelings. It's about how to live a healthy life. And there's only a very small section about feelings. The other thing I would encourage you to do is to go ahead and schedule that tips call. Sometimes we feel like, oh, it's an extra thing to do. Now I have to coordinate with my mentor coach. Oh, it's so hard. And it can be a little tricky. But the reason why we do this is, number 1, to celebrate them. And if you haven't done a tips call with a client that you've had on program for a while, just go ahead and say, you haven't met my coach. Let's do that. So there's no time frame on that, but the earlier, the better. But just because you haven't done it before doesn't mean you can't do it now. And so we celebrate that client for real. Like we say, what do you want? They see another face. They'll recognize your mentor coach on our page. The other thing is that we can edify you as the coach. You guys are awesome, and we know that. So it's not to correct, and it's not to find your blind spots, but it's just to edify what you're already saying. It's kind of like, as me as a teacher, sometimes the parent would say, I told them to do this. And then I would say, well, you need to do that. And they'd be like, yes, ma'am. Right. They would totally receive it from me, where they wouldn't receive it from their parents. Well, it's the same thing. Like, maybe your mentor coach will say something that you had not, that you had already said, but it's more meaningful when they heard it the second time. And then the other thing I encourage you to do is to branch out of the lean and green. Let's go to Eat, Live, and Be Healthy. Use that magnifying glass, that search box, and type in chicken or ground turkey or something like that. Pull up the recipes with that and say, see, here's how you use that. And here's a great lean and green recipe. Let's talk about how to maybe break it down. Like, if you look at the bottom, you'll notice that it counts for 1 full lean, but only 2 greens. So you have to teach them to add in that extra vegetable. So expand their lean and green recipe. A lot of times I have clients say, if I eat chicken and salad 1 more day, and I'm like, well, then why are you, right? And so it's really important to integrate to all of the ideas, because there's a lot of things we can have, right? living a healthy life is about all the things we can do, and we're not living in a state of being deprived in the things. That's a diet mentality. So we're flipping that switch. So expand the lean and green ideas, schedule your tips call, open your life book. So one more thing before I leave you and turn you back over to Dee is extra touch points. One of the things I like to think about is my first weekend on program. And what I was accustomed to being hugely successful during the week and on the weekend going off the rails. And I don't know if that resonates with any of you, but when I entered into Optavia, the first weekend I was super excited. And then the second weekend, I lost a little bit of that. I was like, but I like pizza, right? And so one of the things that I would recommend is that you do extra touch points going into weekend 1 and weekend 2, especially. Hey, it's Friday. I know we've already had our call. What do we think that we might want to plan for? Because sometimes that idle time is very tempting to go off the rails. So we want to make sure that we are cognizant of that with our clients. Before a social event, this weekend, I heard there's a football game, right? And so on our Lean and Green, on our Eat, Live, and Be Healthy page, there are 2 in particular Super Bowl recipes and appetizers. So you might see those. I've been bumping those all day for my clients. So take a look at those and share those, text those links out and just say, hey, here's some new ideas. We're going into the Super Bowl. Let's talk about ways to do that in a different way. And then the last thing I'm going to leave you with is to encourage the public accountability post. We know that dieting in the dark doesn't work. A lot of us have tried that, where I'm not going to tell anybody, in that way, if I don't do it well, nobody will know the better. So what we want to encourage them pretty quickly, oh, it's week 2. I've already lost 7 pounds. That is awesome. Most of my business is built in referrals, and I would love a post for you. Can I help you do it? And then it can be a color back post. I'm on week 2 of a healthy program. So excited. Thank you to my coach, tag you. And then you're in there and you're watching who is commenting, you're sending friend requests, and you're pumping your referrals. And also your client is going to be more successful because they were open with that. So just wanted to leave you with those tips. This first little push is so important. We know that month 2, we have the 30% rewards instead of 10. So we want to be reminding them of that. You have 30% rewards instead of 10. That's going to change, but take advantage of it. So we're encouraging them to continue on month 2 and then see even more success. So I'm going to turn it back over to Dee. Dee, thank you so much for letting me teach. I felt like I was just teaching away there for a minute.
You're right there in your element. Hopefully you're seeing the comments and the positive feedback from the team. And everything that Lori said is spot on and is almost exactly the same with a client that is reactivating. So just blink if you've ever had a client who didn't make it all the way through to their goal weight. Right? We've all been there, right? But what generally happens is our clients know our program works. Our clients know our program works. So if we always maintain a good relationship with them, we know this is a journey. And so I always want to leave that door open, that people know that they can come back without judgment and be able to partner together. So you guys have done a great job. We got a lot of people reactivated this past month, but a couple key things to keep in mind is that we really do, like, something happened that they stopped on their journey. So my encouragement to you is to have very direct conversations with your client. This is the interesting thing about coaching, is it was without judgment, but actually helping them to open their eyes to what's going on with them. So a couple of the things that I do is, number one, I'm going to go back and circle back to what Lori said at the beginning. I'm going to get a good why from them. Okay, why now? Why now? But another question I ask is, I say specifically, what was missing last time? What do you think? Like, where did it fall apart? What happened? And just let them answer. Just let them, because the thing is that people learn, and this includes you, me, everyone, we learn through self-discovery. So be okay with uncomfortable pauses, let them figure it out. And it's okay to also say like, hey, you're in a different place and I'm in a different place. Like I am certainly a different coach than I was, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even a year ago, because we're always evolving. So I have been guilty of letting people slip into just me coaching them on the diet, right? So I'll say, hey, I've learned a lot. And what I've learned is how to better guide people through the tools, better guide to what's going to bring you success. So the one thing I would ask is, or one thing I would like to say before this next part is, remember that I've heard this analogy and I've shared it before, and I think it's a great one, is that our clients are like blind skiers on the mountain and you are the ski instructor. They've never done our program before. Even a client that was not successful, they probably did not implement all the components of the program, or they wouldn't be where they are, having to, quote, start over. So they need our guidance. They don't think they need it. They don't necessarily want it, right? But we have to decide, is it worth it to let them just take the reins and go and do it their way and then have the, clients that aren't successful, or can we partner together? And I'm curious, have you heard about we're evolving with the health assessments, and I introduced this also for reactivated clients for the 3 commitments. So what I let them know is this: I say, when you see the post that I share about successful clients, there are a number of things that are happening there. They are embracing all of the components of the program. So the first, what I need is, can I get your agreement that we will have a weekly phone call? I'm going to launch you just like I would a new client. I will touch base with you every day to get into fat burn, but will you agree to a 5-minute phone call? And if you know that's where it fell apart, reiterate. That might have been what led to, before. But I always just use the Institute of Health study and let them know that, we have studies that prove that weekly phone call, you have 2 times more success, right? So get the agreement. The second is the agreement. Will you agree to utilize your Habits of Health and the Life Book to engage in the system that we offer? Or you can be on the Tuesday night calls, but will you agree to engage beyond just the eating plan? Get the agreement, because that's going to make it easier when you start getting the excuses. You can come back to this conversation that, do you remember when we talked about this? Do you remember we agreed that this was the missing link? I feel like we might be moving down that same track again. Always edifying that, yes, we know you're busy. Yes, I will work with you to make this simple. Yes, all of the things. And I also hope that you are using your coaching guide, the little thin coaching guide that came in your coach kit, because it is truly your guide. Like, I don't want you to be scared of leading people through the Life Book or the Habits of Health book, thinking you have to explain it to them, because you don't. It's just questions. And then the third is, will you agree to live out loud? Will you agree to live out loud, to share this journey, to have other people in your world who are cheering you on and potentially doing this program with you? And at the very end, because I'm going to show you something, we're going to give you a tool for the month of February that's going to make it super easy for your clients to live out loud. And I also talk with them about, maybe it's time that we also look at coaching, because we know that coaches are 5 times more successful at reaching their goal weight and then keeping it off. So be really confident in our statistics, and what is real is that Shauna, if they say they're not going to agree, then I'm going to say, maybe you're not really ready for the full program, because what I don't want you to do is go through this experience again, and then in 6 months we're coming back and we're starting over again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, go back to what they said. Most people have said they want to get off the yo-yo, right? So that's a great question, is come back to it. Then maybe you're not fully ready yet, or how can we work together to work this into your life? So, but I'm excited to have you listen for a minute to Gina Manley, because Gina has a great coach called client named Mary Ellen that was thinking about the program, and Gina had a very frank conversation with her, and just would love for the two of them to share what happened as Mary Ellen was coming back on program.
Thanks, Dee. So Mary Ellen and I have been friends for, oh gosh, almost 20 years. And she's an early client. And before the Habits of Health system and the Life book. And I reached out after with the special, and I got an email saying, all right, we need to talk. And so we had a conversation, and in that conversation, she said, I think I may want to coach this as well. I see this as a vehicle. And so I invited her to last Monday's team call, and she texted me after it was over, and Lauren Humans had a great share, and she said, I'm in. So Mary Ellen, take yourself off mute and tell us a little bit more.
Hello. I have a cold, so sorry about the voice. Gina is one of the funniest people I've ever known in my entire life. So sore, and I wasn't ready, truly committed. So I've had a lot of hard times in the last several years, like we all do, but they took me off track, and I was having a pity party and really just trying to survive. Like 5 kids, you know, the whole thing, lots of hurt and sadness and loss. So I don't know, I just felt like 2023, I'm taking my life back. I'm taking control back of my life. And who better to do it with than Gina? Mother has started the program. Well, she's been on it for a while now, but has lost 60 pounds. She's 80. She looks phenomenal. She has more energy than she's ever had. She's awesome. It's awesome and really fun to see this spark in her eye. I think she should be coaching. But it was Gina's way of always being there without the pressure. And so I feel committed to myself. So I feel like with Gina's support, I want to be able to share this too, because I'm not looking to sell anything. I know the program works. I'm committed to do the program. I think coaching will give me accountability. And I talked my sweet boyfriend into doing it with me. And so I started today. I think some of the things that I've been reading and listening to have really struck me. If the person doesn't answer your call, was it me? Nope, we're hiding. Like, ooh, totally went to McDonald's today. Like, not hiding from Gina. I love Gina. I always want to talk to her. But there are just these little things. The Gina is sending her stuff, her emails, her texts. It's not annoying. It's just there. Keep reaching out. We've talked a million times. I've called her from Marshall's, like, oh my God, I'm fat. I can't find anything to wear. And she's like, I'm here when you're ready. And I was ready. And so she was really supportive in, you know, and like having the excitement part of getting started, having this person that I love dearly, but it doesn't have to be a Gina, but somebody that you can just trust, and they're not trying to sell you something. They're trying to share something that can really help your life be better. And so I'm going to hope that I can share that going forward. And I know I'm going to be learning along with my Charlie. You know, I'm started today. He starts next Monday. And we'll see how it goes. But this support, I feel like I'm being held. Like, I've got this. I'm journaling. I don't journal. I doodle. But I feel like I've got this.
You do.
And weirdest side, I know a woman who's a coach that I reached out to, And she texted me early this morning, like, you got this. She's not my coach, but it's just, that's the feeling. Like, this is, we're
Yeah.
here to help people, you know, change their
So
life.
good, Mary Ellen. Thank you. I really could listen to you all day because you are why we offer coaching, this excitement. We just finished our
Yeah.
call at 8. So I want to be respectful of everybody's time, but you are in good hands, and thanks for being on this mission with us. And thanks for admitting like you weren't ready before. You just weren't. And you said, wasn't hiding from Gina, it's hiding from myself. Right. So good. Love your humor. So welcome to the team, and thanks for sharing with us, even though you were sick. So we have something fun, you guys. Actually, the post is going up right now in Eat, Live, and Be Healthy. But to help you out with the public accountability for your clients, we are doing a challenge. It's called February Face to Face. And what it is that we are asking our clients to post on their main Facebook wall a face-to-face picture, side-by-side picture. And then we have verbiage for them to use and for them to tag you. And when they do that post, and then they also comment on the post with their side-by-side picture and that they've done it, that will be their entry into the challenge, into the contest. The fun thing is we're going to do a weekly drawing every week, and you guys, we can all, because we're all clients on program, can participate as well. And we're going to do weekly prizes of $50. So everybody's name will go in a drawing that posted that week. You can post once per week, and then there's going to be a grand prize, which will be for clients only, of $250. So this has been highly successful with other teams. So we're excited to roll it out. The flyer, the image we're using is great. So asking you to actively encourage your clients to participate. So when you're on your team call, your weekly call with them, you want to bring it up, ask them if they like to do fun things and win prizes, and share with them about it, and encourage you to do it yourself as well so that they can see what that looks like. But we're excited to make a difference. They are going to be given the option, of course, and told how to reply when people respond, and they can either refer to you, or we're hoping that they will see the influence they're having on their community, and you can talk to them about the benefits of coaching. So thank you, Lori, for partnering tonight. Thank you to Mary Ellen and to Gina for sharing. And we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow on the community call and sneak peek into coaching. So thanks so much. We'll see you next time.